to this week's vlog. So I decided that I was going to go pick up The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. This is her new book that she has put out, because I think it's going to be really good. And it technically was a book of the month pick this month, but I did not want it in hardcover. So I figured for only $20 I was okay with spending that. Brand new, the bookstore, which is great. But the best thing about this book is it's got sprayed edges. I should say, when I read the description, I wasn't too fancy about it, but I know it's going to be good. But getting back to the sprayed edges, some things taste better together. Yeah. Show it to you. So I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be great, and that I think it's just going to be a really great cutesy read, so I'm going to spend majority of my day reading that, so you know, thumbs up. Alright, and so that's just kind of like my daily dip it into today, that I journeyed to the bookstore specifically for this book. I braved the weather. It's actually a nice, cool or nice, beautiful day with some wind, so it's not too much. Really enjoyable. Really liked it. But yeah, you know, gotta enjoy these last few days of summer, right? Bye! Hello, and welcome to this reading debit. So I'm about 60 pages into reading The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, and it's really good. And if you don't know, Casey McQuiston likes to write queer stories. We have Kit and and they were in a relationship, but then they were at the London airport, and like London, England, and they broke up over the flight when they got there. And the story is being told by Theo's perspective, and he just ended up coming home because he was just so comfortable being in LA and his surroundings that he didn't end up finishing out the trip, and he got a 2-year voucher for the trip because the trip was non-refundable. And so he's like, well, you know, now is my time. I got this voucher. So he goes, and when he's on this touring bus, who does he run into? Kit, who also got a voucher for the trip. And they just did not expect that both of them would be on the same trip. So by the sounds of it, or as I'm reading it, Kit had just stayed or took off to Paris and has been in Paris learning how to be a pastry chef, right? And so Kit ends up knowing like all these people, and it's really good. So Theo actually has 2 sisters who are kind of like big movie stars like over in the States, but everybody kind of knows them. So it's just, that's kind of fun. But he's also a YouTuber or an online influencer, and there's also other influencers on the trip, and they're all talking about the brand deals and everything. So yeah, so it's really cute. And that they just went to the Moulin Rouge and just experiencing, you know, kind of like London, France, and all this, you know, so far the trip. And that despite them being apart for 2 years, cause they were quite the pair for so long, that they've tended to kind of patching things up, so to speak. So far so good in that regard. So yeah, can't wait to continue reading it. Woohoo! Alright, bye! Hello, and welcome to this reading debate. So, my book of the month book has finally made it. Woohoo! 5-Star Stranger by Kat Tang. And it's a really short book, and what I remember it being about is that if you ever need, say, a fill-in for somebody to be like a date to the prom, or like a date to your wedding, this guy uses his Oscar-winning tales or skills to be able to do that for you. So I think that this is going to be a really great read. I'm not too sure when I'm going to read this book of the month book, but it's going to be great, and I know I'm going to like it. It's not stereotypically the book I would like to normally get, but the thriller option this month didn't really like it, so I figured that this book would be a great fun little book that I could try to read, and I know it would be great. And of course, the bookmark says, "I've been expecting you," and I have, so there's thumbs up to that. Woohoo for new books! Yeah, new adventures. Loving it! Alright, bye! Hello and welcome to this week's, or another reading debate and end of this week's vlog. Sorry this vlog isn't very long really at all, and the reasoning of that is because I've just had another really busy week. I've started like a new project, and a side hustle, and I have also work part-time, so I've just been honestly working. I also went and saw it to the movies, and I saw Borderlands, and I was volunteering at Fringe Fest, both for 2 nights. So I've just been really out of the house, been really busy, and I haven't had a lot to read. But like when I have read a couple chapters of The Pairing. I'm still, as you can tell, still really like fresh in the book. Right, I'm just at page here 119. Oh my gosh, really not a lot, right? It's something I am I'm still interested in it and I still need to read. But while I was at the library, I got this novella by Veronica Roth called Arch-Conspirator. And then I picked up I'm Not Done With You Yet by Jessie Q. Sutanto. I don't know if I'm going to read this book or not, but I am interested in it, mainly because she wrote, the 4 Weddings in an Auntie series, or the Auntie series, and I really thought that it would be kind of nice to read these, because it's going to be to see if it still has the funny humor in it. I don't know. It was worth pick up just in case. But then at the bookstore, I picked up Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, Babel by R.F. Kuang. Now, I have read this book already, but I liked it so much in which I wanted my own copy, and I love that it's hardback. But what I do, and I do want to read it again, but I want to read it and tab it, was it annotated? So I think that would be great. And then I also picked up the Atlas Paradox by Olivie Blake, and I have the Atlas 6 right there, and so I thought it'd be perfect. I know I have one in paperback and one in hardback, but they're just going to line up perfectly on my display here, so I figured that would be a great now that I have both books, right? So that's just kind of it. Not read a whole lot, and it's just a lot of it is just that I got a new routine now, and it's really busy, so I just need to make twice, if not triple, the amount of effort to be reading. So this is kind of like my reading plans for right now, and of course I still got these two new classic books in which I want to read as well. So many reading plans, so little time, and just need to make the time to read, and it's going to be great, fantastic. And it's a great reminder to tell myself that it's just because this week has been extremely busy, it does not that the rest of my certain days are going to be busy. But you know what? It's great and it's fantastic to be able to go and to just be able to volunteer. And I didn't do it just for the t-shirt, right? I did it because it was fun, great experience. I'm able to actually volunteer, and I think that's a great and wonderful thing. So hopefully everybody has a chance to go out and volunteer, and that to find the routine and the ability to be able to read. I think that's great. Wonderful. But that's it for right now, and just to help make sure these vlogs are a little bit longer, I think I might add in some lifestyle content in. If there's anything you want to be seeing, or anything you want to know, you just let me know in those comments down below, and then we'll go from there. Oh, and I also got this really cool bookmark. Woo, Sign of the Republic, yeah, really love Star Wars, so I had to bring it in. Alright, bye!